In this video, I want to talk about how to solve a system of linear equations using elimination with multiplication and addition. So basically, one of the strategies remember that in solving a system of linear equations, the thing is that we have two equations with two unknowns and we want to get one equation with one unknown. So the thing that we can do that works really well, or one thing that we can do that works really well, is that we can add or subtract these equations. And when we do that, if we can make one variable go away, that is, if we can have like plus 9y and minus 9y, then when we add them together, that variable will go away. And that will then give us the opportunity to have a variable that has just one equation and one unknown, and that's what we want. So if you look at this first equation, like I said before, if this could be plus 9y and this could be minus 9y, then when we add them together, it could be 0y, and then we would only have x's, so that would be good. In order to do that, we need to first do something to this equation to turn this negative 3 into a negative 9. So to do that, we need to multiply through the entire equation by 3. So then we'll get negative, and remember that we can do anything to an equation that we want as long as we do the same thing to both sides. So here we can do negative 24x minus 9y equals 36, right? So basically what we're doing here is we are just we're just multiplying this whole equation through by 3, which gives us a new equation. And now basically we're not going to consider this equation anymore. We're going to consider these two equations. This equation is equivalent to this one. It means the same thing, it's just multiplied through by 3. So now we're going to add these two equations together. So what we are going to do is we're going to make kind of a big plus sign, and then we're going to add these two equations together. So 5x minus 24x is going to be negative 19x. 9y plus negative 9y is 0, so we don't need to write it. And then 21 plus 36 is going to be 57. So x is going to be, if you divide both sides by negative 19, x is going to be 57 divided by negative 19, which should be negative 3. So x is equal to negative 3. Now the next thing I want to do is, let's see, I want to go back now, and I'm going to plug this x equals negative 3 into one of the two original equations to figure out what y equals. So let's just go ahead and plug that back in right there to figure out what y equals. So we have 5 times negative 3 plus 9y equals 21. So this is going to be negative 15 plus 9y equals 21. If we add 15 to both sides, we will get 36 here. So 9y equals 36. Divide both sides by 9, and you get y equals 4. So the solution to this system of equations would be x is negative 3 and y is 4, so negative 3 comma 4. And that is our answer for that one. So let's try one more. So in this equation, in this system of equations, there's nothing that's quite as easy as this one was here. So we're going to have to look at multiplying both equations by something. So if we want to get rid of the y's again, we need to multiply the whole top equation by 7 and the whole bottom equation by 3. And that will give us plus 21y and minus 21y, and that will allow us to do what we want to do. So let me rewrite these equations over here. So I'm going to have 14x plus 21y equals negative 18 times 7. I'm going to pull out my calculator to do that. 18 times 7 is 126. So this is negative 126. Over here we have 9x minus 21y equals negative 12. And then we can add these equations together. So we'll get 9 plus 14 is 25x. This is 0y, so we don't need to write it. And then we're going to get negative 138. So we can divide both sides by 25. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my calculator again to do 138 divided by 25. So that's 5.52. That's an exact answer. I'm not rounding. So x equals negative 5.52. And then when we go ahead, we can plug that into either equation. I'm going to go back and plug it in. I guess I'll plug it into this first one. So it's going to be 2 times x, which is negative 5.52, plus 3y equals negative 18. So then I can figure out what this is. It should be, I think, 11. Let's see. 5.52 times 2 is 11.04. So this is going to be negative 11.04 plus 3y equals negative 18. Add 11.04 to both sides. And then we get 3y equals 18, negative 18 plus 11.04. Again, I'm not rounding that. That's actually a real number. That's 6.96. So negative 6.96. Divide both sides by 3. So 6.96 divided by 3 is 2.32. So y equals negative 2.32. And so our final answer here is negative 5.52, comma, negative 2.32. And again, those are not rounded, those are exact answers. If you couldn't find an exact answer with decimals, you should leave it as a fraction. And that is how you solve a system of linear equations using elimination.